going on, world? DS1 Ross, and we back here on Sheep Stay Sleep TV. Shout out to everybody who support the platform. Much love, and we are back with another video. And in this video, I'm going to start out with an article, and then I'm going to come back with my commentary. This is from an article from CNN.com, and it says, it was a learning journey. Brooklyn Nets star Kyrie Irving issues another apology as possible return from suspension nears. So let's get to the article. It says Kyrie Irving, a Brooklyn Nets star who was suspended for at least 5 games by the team for comments after sharing a link to an anti-Semitic movie on social media, had issued another apology as his return from suspension nears. While speaking to SNY's Ian Begley in an interview Saturday, Irving said he wants to focus on the hurt that I caused or the impact that I made within the Jewish community. Putting some type of threat or assumed threat on the Jewish community, Irving told SNY. I just want to apologize deeply for all my actions throughout the time that it's been since the post was first put up. I've had a lot of time to think, but my focus initially, if I had to do it over, would be to heal and repair a lot of my close relationships with my Jewish relatives, brothers and sisters. The Nets suspended Irving earlier this month, saying at the time he is currently unfit to be associated with the Brooklyn Nets. The 30-year-old has missed the team's last 8 games. Irving's posting on Twitter of a link to a documentary containing anti-Semitic messages followed an initial refusal to an apology, resulted in his suspension on November 3rd, the Nets said. Irving posted an apology on Instagram hours later. According to ESPN Adrian Wojnarowski, citing sources, Irving could return as soon as Sunday when Brooklyn play at home against the Memphis Grizzlies. The Nets currently list Irving as questionable to play. Irving reiterated he is not anti-Jewish and apologized to the Jewish community. I don't have hate in my heart for the Jewish people or anyone that identify as a Jew. I am not anti-Jewish or any of that, Irving told SNY, and it's been difficult to sit at home with my family with them seeing all of this and having questions. You know, the part that has been the hardest is explaining myself because I know who I am and I know what I represent. In the last few weeks, following many conversations, NBA Commissioner Adam Silver, Nets owner Joe Tsai, and Anti-Defamation League Jonathan Grunblatt all came to the defense of Irving. Tsai, who quickly condemned Irving's actions at the onset of the controversy, said he met with Irving and his family last week and does not believe he's anti-Semitic. We spent quality time to understand each other, and it's clear to me that Kyrie does not have any beliefs of hate towards Jewish people or any group, Tsai said on social media. The Nets and Kyrie, together with the NBA and the NBPA, are working constructively toward a process of forgiveness, healing, and education. Following a meeting with Irving last week, NBA Commissioner Adam Silver also said he believes Irving is not anti-Semitic. Irving described the conversations as a learning journey. It was a lot of hurt that needed to be healed, a lot of conversations that needed to be had, and a lot of reflection. I got a chance to do that with people from the Jewish community, people from the Black community, from the white community, Irving said. Irving was asked why he didn't originally apologize in the first few press conferences, to which he responded, he reacted emotionally to being called anti Semitic. I felt like I was protecting my character, and I reacted out of just pure defense and just hurt that I could be labeled or thought that I was being labeled as anti Semitic or anti Jewish. And I felt like that was just so disrespectful to ask me whether or not I'm anti Semitic or not, Irving said. Now, to the outside world, that may have been a simple yes or no, which rightfully so, it should have been. No, I'm not anti Semitic. No, I'm not anti Jewish. I'm a person who believes we should all have equal opportunities and that we should all shower each other with love, and that should be at the forefront, he continued. Irving concluded, I just care about people. When hurt hurt someone, when I hurt someone, I want to take my accountability and responsibility and say that I'll do better. So that's the end of the article. The article will be down in the description box as always. Now, here's my take on it. Now, as y'all know, I've been on the side of Kyrie, and I've been saying that we should definitely stand with Kyrie. We should. I was saying this. And now that he's apologizing again, I know a lot of y'all are probably like, well, damn, I wonder what DS1 gonna say now. You know, he talked all of that stuff. He tried to rally the troops, and this guy done apologized again. Well, here's what I'm gonna say. Let's stand with him anyway. Because at the end of the day, as I said before, who do he have that look like him, that's going to protect him and his family on the level that he needs them to be protected on? See, because notice what he said. He said he had trouble being at home with his family dealing with this. So he had to deal with not just his wife, but his children having to watch their dad be the center of this negative media portrayal. See, y'all have to understand how negative media portrayal affects athletes and entertainers. This stuff really, really brings them down. It brings their family down, all of these things. So even though Kyrie knows the truth, right? He doesn't have the level of agency in which there's other brothers that he can align himself with, that if he stands on what he does, his life isn't affected in the way that it could and that it already has been. See, this is why I always say here on Sheep Stay Sleep TV that we're our own agency. We really have to understand this, because when things like this happen, this is why we always get neutralized. This is why our movements always get neutralized. Because at the end of the day, they've convinced us that we don't need each other. Agency is not for us. We need agency from other people. This is what they've convinced us, especially black men, especially us brothers. They've convinced us that we don't need one another. We can just misuse each other because this is what we see happen to us. So, of course, Kyrie doesn't want his children to be affected by this. You see, this is why he apologized again. I already can see it. And then he sat down with these people. And let's just be honest, Kyrie is not a rebel. Kyrie is not that kind of guy. He's not a rebel. He's not the type that's gonna stand on the front line and he's not as passionate as Kanye. He had a moment, as he said, where he was in his feelings. And he was in his feelings, rightfully so. He was rightfully so. So we can't just write this off as some, oh, he was just in his feelings and now he's just saying no, we can't do that. Because at the end of the day, like he said, he felt that his character was attacked. See, we got to pay attention to what he said in the article. And the article will be down in the description box for y'all to read. But we have to pay attention to that because he was expressing some of the same sentiments as the everyday black man. Character assassination. Him being labeled, stereotyped. Oh, you must feel this way about these people because you shared this. When all it was about was him letting his people know who they were. But see, as I said before, when you stand up on a platform, especially having the influence of an NBA superstar such as Kyrie Irving, and you put something out there of that magnitude, it can affect people in a way that the so-called powers that be don't want it to affect people. See, you got to remember, the majority of the world are blind, deaf, and dumb. These are the sheep. So you have to understand that they don't want people waking people up. That's not your job. And that is damn sure not supposed to be the job of a black man. You should be focused on getting money and staying out of the way from the cops and getting killed. And you shouldn't be worrying about waking nobody up. Especially if you're an NBA player, an NFL player, an entertainer. You should be totally removed from that, that type of shit. This is what they expect. This. So when a Kyrie speaks up, because that's what they considered it. This is why he got emotional, because they gaslit him. They gaslit Kyrie. All he did was make a post on Twitter of the movie. That's all he did. And then he was considered anti-Semitic. He was considered, oh, you must got something against these people. And no, because Shaq showed the movie. Other people watched the movie as well. You see? But you got to understand, you have to understand, brothers, speaking up is what scares them. And when you post something like that, this is what they're going to consider it. They're going to consider it, they're going to consider that a act of rebellion, a way of you inciting something. And this is why they had to consider Kyrie anti-Semitic to get him to remove himself away from the truth. And I'm glad that Kyrie is intelligent enough. By his responses, I can hear that he's intelligent enough to apologize so he can continue to do business and so his family and his children aren't affected. But I also noticed too that he's not saying that none of that stuff is a lie. And I'm going to continue to pay attention to Kyrie to see if he walk any of that stuff back as well. Because if he do, I'm definitely going to come and do a video about it. But I can tell that at the end of the day, Kyrie's a good guy. He doesn't want to hurt anyone's feelings. But that's the average black guy. That's the average black man here in America. We don't walk around trying to offend people, but it just seems like when we're walking in who we are, it just seems to offend people. It just seems to offend people when black men, money or nah, when they identify with who they truly are, it's a problem. It's offensive. It's anti-Semitic. It's aggressive. And Kyrie is not that kind of guy. And the majority of us black men aren't. We're not trying to offend nobody. But why do we have to walk on eggshells because we are who we are? When everyone else can freely express who they are. And this is the problem. This is a serious problem here in America, man. This is a serious problem where you have black men not able to express who they are and walk in it without someone being offended, without someone getting scared and paranoid and feeling attacked. But shout out to Kyrie, man. Get back out there, play your basketball, because I know that's what you do. You an athlete, man. Salute to you. But I'm definitely going to keep my eye on you, man, and see if you're going to walk back the truth. Because that's when we're going to really have an issue. So y'all make sure y'all get down in the comment section. Y'all let me know what y'all think about the video. Also, the link to the article will also be down in the description box. Shout out to everybody. Shout out to the visionaries. I'm going to catch y'all on the next video. Peace.